welcome back to the channel. I know enough to be dangerous farm. My name is Rob, and today, as you can see, we're going to do some tree planting. And I just wanted to go over a couple of the tools we used to use and what we still use, and the pros and cons of a little bit of everything. So this is what we're planting. We're planting seedlings, and I just want to go over sizes. This is technically in the same size range. These are P2s. You know, they were sold to me as P2s, 12 to 16 inches. That's probably 12. You know, if you're measuring from there, that's not much more than 12, but you can obviously see this was in a plug way too long. It's all root bound and kind of root bound all the way around it, and all the way up to this thing that we just put straight into a 3-gallon pot. It's just too big to run through our machine. And you know, there's a reason why you buy something in a certain size. Sometimes it's price, but sometimes is you're going to use this machine and you need a certain size, because you can see our machine is not the reverse, so you can plant bigger stuff. You're actually going forward looking that way. The other thing I wanted to point out is this supplier, like right there, seems to have a problem with voles. And that's like a mole, but not. It's a vole that basically eats roots and stuff, and that's why we do the strip spraying, because if you leave grass around your trees, it invites the voles in the winter time to do the damage of the roots it's eating, actually girdle the trees, and then that just chews the bark all the way around, and that will kill the tree. Hopefully that damage, it'll heal over, and we won't lose that top. We won't lose the tree. Worst case scenario, we'll just lose the top, you know, and I hope we don't, because it's a nice shaped tree. Here's some of the trees we healed in. We just make rows and then put them like at a 45 and then just cover them up. Here's the grow bags they come in. They're plastic lined, so we keep this wire mesh is for deer control, to keep the deer off the seedlings while they're down here by the greenhouse. We'll use those bags to take it out into the field. So back to some of the tools that we use. You know, there's the old school round pointed shovel, very labor intensive but cheap. Everybody has one. Then there's a couple different steel spades, they're called. They're all steel, reinforced. There's no gap there, and they do not break with like regular. These are specialty tools. You're not going to find these at the box store. And then here's this one. If you want a little longer handle, made the same way, but it's got gussets on the back to a little bit more support just in case. And then this is a dibble shovel, we call it, or I call it. I'm not a fan of this. It's you dig it in, okay, you make the wedge, and then you put the tree in it, you come back, do it again, and you squeeze the wedge. You squeeze the wedge shut. The problem with that is, you know, if you had something like this with no root zone whatsoever, it's fine. But if you get anything like this or more roots in it, it's just hard to get all this in the hole. I'm not a fan of root pruning seedlings. I've done both ways, not root pruning and pruning. I'm not a fan. I definitely can see the new seedlings stressing for at least the next year. And if you get a dry spell, root prune seedlings, they're not going to make it. Sorry, unless you water them, they're not going to make it. So I'm not a fan of root pruning. So unless it's really crazy, even this big one didn't have crazy roots on it. So the next item would be this gas auger. It's got a 6-inch auger on it, and it's great for interplanting or someplace where you can't get the tractor. We just sprayed a section that in between the rows for some reason is very wet, but I purposely did windrows with a 3-bottom plow on this field at a diagonal, so the water sheds down, but it seems to be holding water in between the rows. So we wouldn't be able to get this tractor and seedling plow down through there. So we would have to go through this. Otherwise, we just use this for interplanting. It's a lot better and faster than the shovel because it chews up the soil, and you got nice fresh soil to backfill into the hole. But it is heavy. It's not super heavy, but you know, if you're doing this, you know, however many 5-foot centers, 6-foot centers, that's a lot of holes, and it's a lot of doing this. They do make kind of like carriages for them, a 3-wheel deal. I'd like to get my hands on those, but it seems like like welding shops or stuff are kind of selling them, and I wish somebody would reach out. I would like to get my hands on one of those, and it just has handles, it has 3 wheels, and you can push it through the field, and it's on a spring system, and you can plant it. You're not holding this weight the whole time. That can be a little fatigue. So go over this plow. Obviously, whoever gets the golden ticket sits here. You sit here, and this is like foot stirrups. This is kind of a old crap handle, I guess, if it gets rough, and just hang on to, because I don't know what else it's for, because you have no time to hold on to this. All the seedlings are piled in here, and you just take one and you put it in between this plow, and then these are closing wheels, and it's pretty basic. The reason we run this on this size New Holland is, one, the smaller New Holland is too small, and the TYM is hydrostatic, and it's a little bit, it can't maneuver in the field as well, but it's hydrostatic. This is gear, so you can put it in, I think we do second gear, certain amount of RPMs, and then we just go the whole length. Where the hydrostatic, even though it has cruise control on it, it won't keep that constant speed to get the spacing right. When this is digging in into a little bit tougher ground, it hits a rock, whatever, it'll bog the tractor down. But when it's gear, it'll just stay the same pace. You can see here I put top link 20 inches. So what that means is center pin to center pin, I measured 20 inches. And that is the perfect amount of digs in about, I don't know, 8-9 inches, and from the plow here, not the total tip, that's probably more a foot. It digs in, but it just doesn't bury itself at 20 inches. If you have it shorter, it's going to want to bury itself. If you have it longer, it won't go as deep, but it does put more pressure on the packing wheels. And then this is kind of on a pivot for different kind of ground. Our ground isn't the perfect ground. It's on a side hill, most of it, and the soil's great. But every once in a while, as you'll see in some footage, we'll get some footage actually planting. You'll see we'll hit a big flat stone, and my back hurts for a little bit after this. But this is the sweet spot of this is what I have. This is a 35 horse gear tractor, and it works very well with this. So some of the feature, it's got a coulter wheel that cuts the slit, and then it has more of a plow, similar to like a Scarfire, that opens it up a little bit. And then this little gap, it'll open up, and then you just set the seedling in there. When it's time, you let it go, and it stays in here. And then these packing wheels close up. The tree comes through here, and these packing wheels close up the slit. There is still some stomping afterwards, but here's where the trees go. I found out the hard way. You have to put your drawbar at an angle, or it hits right there. Boy, I found that out in a hurry. But this is our Seedling plow. We get rolling, and we can do like 1,700 in a couple hours. That's what we did one time. So we'll take it out the field, get it set up, and we'll do some planting. So that's it for tree planting today. Thanks for joining us. I just want to go over a couple things. We're done with the plow. We put the plow away, and this is our last section of open field for now. We'll be cleaning off some other fields during the summer to plant next year. Not a fan of fall planting. Haven't had very good success rate with that. Maybe it's the deer pressure, maybe it's I don't know. I just never had very good success with that. But there is a section in the backfield that's stays wet in the spring, so we might have to try some fall planting on that section. But just want to go over a couple things. This field has some stones in it, obviously, and it's fun to ride over these stones. It's fun to ride over these stones with a land plow. It makes you feel them. But here's the rows, nice and straight. And then this field's all done. And then we'll keep clearing these off. We'll cut the tops out. We'll trim these, cut the tops out, some for Christmas trees. And then as we go down this hill, we'll keep adding rows. We'll put an access road right here where these stumps have been ripped out. But other than that, that was seedling planting for 2026. Thanks for stopping by. This will be part of my video about my 401k, quote unquote. This is part of my retirement. I'd much rather put my skills of planting Christmas trees and selling Christmas trees, have that some of my retirement, than relying all on the stock market, have it fluctuating. So that's just my opinion, and that's kind of my skill set. So that's what I'm gonna do. Thanks for joining me, and like always, take care.